In the previous lesson, I showed you how you can use ready-made templates. Ready-made templates can help you start a workbook from something already made so that you don't need to create things from scratch. Besides ready-made templates from Microsoft, you can create your own. This is something that you will need to do, especially if you must create frequently workbooks that have a specific structure. Let's see how you can create your own template. Let's assume you work at a gym and you want to track the exercises each client does during each visit. For this purpose, you have decided that you want to create an Excel worksheet that includes all the needed data. So first I will just create the worksheet exactly how I want it in a simple Excel workbook, which for now is not a template, but it will be in a moment. In Excel A1, I will type date because I would like to type the date of the client's visit in the next cell. In cell A3, I want my client's name. In cell A4, I want the surname. And down here in cell A6, I would like to type exercises and list some exercises beneath that. So starting from cell A8, I will type, for example, shoulder extensions. Maybe I would like bicep curls. I would just write some exercises here, chest press, for example, and leg press. I could continue here with adding as many exercises as I need, but I also may want some other details about the client. So in cell C3, for example, I will type age, and right below that I will type weight. Now I can also apply any formatting I want. Let me increase the width of column A so that all text fits. I will select the cells for date, time, date, name, surname, age and weight, and I will apply, let's say, a blue font color, and maybe I will make them bold. I will also increase the width of column B to have a bit more space to write the details I want. I will increase the height for the exercises row, and I will add a blue fill color for the entire row so that it makes a difference here. I think it would be nice to make the font color white now that the background color is blue, and maybe bold as well. I will also align the text in the middle of row 6. I could apply any formatting or add any other data I want, but I will stop here. Let's say now that I have reached a point where I can say, okay, yes, this is something I can use as a basis for my work, which means every time a new client comes, I can fill in their details here and then fill in how many kilos they have used for each exercise, or even how many reps they have done. Maybe I should put this in. So in cell B7, I will write reps. And in cell C7, I will write kilos. What I'm trying to do is create a structure of what I will need. And this is when you reach at the point you can say you have a template at your hands. So now that I have this structure, I want to be able to create a new workbook which will have this structure ready for me. That's why I need to save this as a template and not as a workbook. To save this as a template, I will go to the File tab and I will select Save As. I will click on the Browse button, and first of all I will open the list in the Save As Type field. From here I will select that I want my workbook to be saved as an Excel template. This is the most important step that needs to be done. Notice that templates have a different extension which is XLTX, where the T stands for template. Remember that the extension of an Excel workbook is XLSX. Here something else happened that you should pay attention to. By choosing the extension for templates, Excel automatically changed the folder and took me to a folder called Custom Office Templates. This is a special folder where I can save templates, and you will see in a moment why it is special. So I will let the templates be saved in this folder, and I will click on the file name field. Let's say I will name my template Gym Tracker. Of course, if I want to save my file somewhere else, I can simply open the address bar list and go to the desktop, the local drive C, and generally I can save it wherever I want. But letting this specific folder that appeared as soon as I chose the Excel template type I have some additional advantages that you will see in a moment. For now, I will just click Save, and notice here on the title bar that my workbook has been saved as a template. I can tell it is a template because of the XLT extension. This is the way to recognize whether a file is a template or a regular Excel workbook. Now let me show you how you can use this template. From the File tab, I will choose Close to close the template so that I can start fresh. I will now open again the File tab, and I will select New to create a new workbook. Notice here that there is an option called Personal. I will click on Personal, and as you can see, here I can find the template I saved a moment ago. I want to create a workbook based on this template, so I will click on it, and a new workbook is created based on that template. Be aware that this is not a template anymore. It is a workbook based on the template. Notice on the title bar that it now says Gym Tracker 1. That means that for Excel, this is a new workbook based on that specific template. I will click on Save on the Quick Access toolbar, and as you can see, a window appeared asking me to choose a file name and a folder to save my file. So this is not a workbook that already exists, but a workbook that was just created. Excel recognizes this, and that's why it prompts me to save it with a new name and in a new folder if I want. I will not save now, so I will just hit cancel here. So now I can use this workbook to record what someone did. I will go to B1, for example, and type 7/29/2024. In cell B3, I will type Vasilis, and in cell B4, I will type my surname, which I'm sure it's all Greek to you. And I can go to fill all the other details and then save this workbook containing the data. The logic is that I create a basic structure which I consider suitable for my needs. I save this structure as a template, and then I can create new workbooks based on this structure, based on this template. If at some point I want to change the template itself, I can do that, but you will see how in the next lesson. For now, I want you to understand that the logic of the template is to serve as a basis on which new workbooks are created. Here I'd like to make a point about a common mistake. Someone, instead of working with a template, might think I could save this structure as a normal workbook, and each time I want to use it, just open the workbook and use Save As to save it with a different name. Since I'm using the Save As feature, I can keep the original file intact and use it again in the future. Even though this might work, this logic is not suggested. It is much less efficient and can lead you to accidentally replace the original file. It is very easy to just save the file by mistake and not use the Save As feature. The correct approach is to create a template and then use the template every time you want to create a new workbook based on that template. Let's now talk about the custom templates folder that was automatically chosen when I set the file as a template. I will go to the File tab and into Excel's options. Here in the Save category, there is a path labeled Default Personal Templates Location. Here you can see that there is the directory for this folder, the custom office templates. Therefore, any templates I put in this folder will appear on the Personal tab you saw when I created the workbook a little earlier. If I want the templates folder to be different, I can change it here, but unfortunately there is no button to browse for the folder I'm interested in. I will have to manually type the folder's path here. What you need to be aware of is this: if nothing is set as the default personal templates location, then the Personal tab will not appear when creating a new workbook. I will press Ctrl A to select all the text, and I will press Ctrl X to cut it because I want to paste it back in a moment. Now that this text box is empty, I will click on OK here. I will go to the File tab and I will choose New. Notice that the Personal option is now missing because no folder has been specified in that particular setting. I will go back to the options and the Save category. I will click in the text box for setting the path for the default personal templates location. I will press Ctrl V to paste the path back here. I will now click OK again to close the options. I will go to the File tab once again, choose New, and as you can see now the Personal tab appears again. So if the Personal tab is missing, you will need to set a folder in Excel's options. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, there is the possibility to use templates that are saved in any folder. You don't have to save them only in the default templates folder. I will show you how to use templates outside the default templates folder in the next lesson, as well as how to edit templates. However, it might be more convenient to use the default templates folder because they appear directly when creating a new workbook, and I don't have to search them manually. So saving a workbook as a template is quite an easy process. You set it up, you make it as you wish,